Okay, so we're ready to start our adventure here. We're just on the west side of this road here. I don't know if there's really a name to it. Cameron Falls Road, McCaskill Road, not really sure. We are just to the west of McCaskill Station, which is just that way. So we're going to be heading our way down to the Nipigon River Bridge. We do have the trailer for us, with us today for the return journey. You can see we've got the orange on because it is hunting season. All right. So we've been down this way on numerous occasions. We're going to see, as I already mentioned, how things look here. A little concerned about the condition of the grade with some of the overhanging trees and such that we've saw in other places. It's a beautiful day today. This is the 30th of September, so it's the last day of September. You can see the some of the leaves have dropped, but we've got some pretty good color here. So I'm hoping that makes for some good video. So again, our goal, so we're kind of doing a 2-for-1 here. We're trying to finish up a hike that we did earlier this year, which was a redo of the section just to the south of here, near the Nipigon River Bridge and Parmachene. So we want to try to get a little video here in the fall with the colors. Here you can see there's a junction box for the fiber optic cable, 115.44. Again, that is the mileage on the Kinghorn. So remember that there was several earlier iterations of this line. Oh crap, here we go. So here's the issue. See, this wasn't like this when I was here last year. This is all this damage that's been done. I'm just like cringing here because it's going to be like this in a bunch of places. This is all this, at some point, wet, heavy snow that has caused all of these birch and alders and things to bend over the grade. And that's going to cause us a lot of headaches. I know there's several sections that are grown in along the way here, and they're going to be bad. Because that one wasn't problematic. I know there's some problematic sections, so this is not going to be good for us. So again, we've been through this section before. What the heck did she see? Partridge? Squirrel? Tucker herself out in the first 10 minutes here. So again, we've been through this section a number of times, and there's a few sort of interesting things to see. This area right here, so somewhere in this spot here was the original Cameron Falls station, dating back to, I can't remember the date now, we just did this last year, so 1919, 1920. And then what ends up happening is it's shifted to further to the west, and they rename it So they rename the station to the east of us, which originally was Cronin. They renamed that one Cameron Falls. And then the station that's up here that you're going to see, they call that one, here you can see there's a track bolt. They renamed that one Hydro, for hydroelectricity. There's another track bolt here. And then it stays Hydro for the longest time, until I think 1939, and then they rename it Cameron Falls. And that one to the east has changed from Cameron Falls to McCaskill, and basically it stays McCaskill up until the 1990s. All right, this is where we're going to get interesting again, because this is a grown-in section, and I'm thinking this one's going to be a disaster in here. Yeah, we're going to have to hop off the bike. So we were through parts of this when we did the hike near the bridge and Parmachene in the springtime. We were through parts of this area, not all the way up here, but just to the north of the bridge, and I literally had to hack my way through. I don't know if people have been through here. Usually there's some ATV traffic, so I don't know if people have cleaned things up a little bit. It's going to be interesting. I think some people have been through here. There's some branches have been chopped and stuff. It's going to be interesting with the trailer too, because that's not easy to maneuver. Yeah, look, people have chopped the branches, which is good. What a mess. Normally we'd be biking through here, but so you've seen me on some of the videos whip out my knife and hack away at the branches. Don't have to do that right now. I had a comment one time on social media. Somebody was like, "You should bring a chainsaw with you." I was like, well, it's a little bit challenging when you're on a bike. Be coming out of this section here shortly. I probably could get on the bike, but it's a little bit messy with all this stuff on the ground. Time is it? 8:40. brutal. Look, you can see here just how they're all bent over. My God. Oh. Okay, we're gonna pause for a second here and check the cameras, and then we'll get going. All right, a little bit easier to go here. It's probably gonna get messy again up there. Like, this is just gonna be off and on the bike the whole time. So one of the things that you're going to see along this section here, you can watch them in the regular exploration videos, is lots of culverts, lots of tributaries flowing down to the Nipigon River. So here's milepost marker, so you can see milepost 116. Again, that is the mileage on the Kinghorn. So for the original lines, I forgot to mention that earlier, this was originally a Canadian Northern line, and later when Canadian National took over until 1960, it had a different name. So originally this was the Canadian Northern Nipigon subdivision, and later it was the Canadian National Dorian subdivision. The mileage on those two lines was different because those lines originated in Jellicoe, not Long Lac as the Kinghorn did. And so you have to subtract 49.7 miles from the Kinghorn mileage. So here we got a couple of points of interest. Is this another partridge or what? So you basically see this thing coming through right here. This is the spur. So when they started work on the Cameron Falls generating station on the Nipigon River to generate hydroelectricity, they built a spur all the way up to the site of the generating station, which we pass on the road that we come in here. And so this is the spur, and this spur stayed in use for quite a long time. I can't remember now. I have it in the original video. So basically it came down here. It actually split up there. And so again, if you take a look at the original video there, or the videos that we did of the exploration, you'll see that. And then up here, just up here, you'll actually see that there was the station, and somewhere up here, look at all this crap here. There's a telegraph pole that's still standing. Telegraph pole is just up here. Wow, this is dumb. And it's just all in this one section here, because it's not on the west side of the Nipigon River. It's all here just on this east side, all the way up to by Hogarth. God, this is bad. Look at this. A little bit of wet, heavy snow, and this is what you end up with. There's the telegraph pole in there. You can see the base, and the top part is just in there. Yep. Getting hung up here. So again, this would have been a pretty busy place for a while there. Lots of traffic going back and forth, shuttling people. So there was a community. I guess you can call it a ghost town now, Cameron Falls, because there used to be, obviously when they were building the generating station, and then there were people who basically manned the generating station. Now it's all automated and it's controlled remotely. But there used to be a community of Cameron Falls, and basically they used to take, there's a little tram. They used to come down here from the community and hook up with the rail line. And so people used to use the railway to sort of get places. And there were actually a number of other generating stations that were built. There's 4 generating stations on the river. There's the Cameron Falls, and then there was the Alexander that was built, and then the Pine Portage, the Nipigon is the biggest river in the area, and there's a lot of water volume. And we've kind of talked about this already. There was a diversion that was done in the 1940s, diverting water from the Ogoki River to the north of Lake Nipigon. That basically put more water into the into Lake Nipigon, and therefore more water into the Nipigon River to basically boost hydroelectricity production on the river, but also increase water flow on the Great Lakes for shipping. Okay, hopefully we get out of this here. Man, this is brutal. And it's hard too, because it's hard to maneuver with the ballast around the branches. I'm gonna kill myself here. Here you can see the colors a little bit better. Again, we don't get a lot of variation in the color. We have a lot of just poplar and birch. So you got lots of yellows, maybe a little tinge of orange. No maples or oaks or anything like that provide some difference. Some of the smaller bushes and trees and things like that have some different colors, but the big ones are all yellow. Look how bad this is. Here we go again. So here we're getting into a rock cut, and I know I'm worried how messy it is. This rock cut was actually kind of neat to sort of see. I don't know how bad the brush is inside there. Yeah, it's going to be a disaster. Jesus, Murphy, this is terrible. Okay, we've got something to take a look at before we get into the rock cut. Thank God people cut all this brush. Otherwise. So there's our, I don't know if you can see that sign in there. So basically that is a variation of a flanger sign. That's an obstruction warning. So it basically tells the operator of the plow, the spreader plow, to retract the wing, as I do this with my arm, retract the wing or wings of the spreader plow. Holy cow, look at this. This is crazy. So that way they don't hit the obstruction. So in this case, the obstruction is the side of the rock cut. So you're going to see from here on in, everything up to here, basically from Orient Bay up to here, there was not really any rock work. Here we start getting into the rock work, and you can see that as we skirt alongside the Nipigon River. So you can see the massive size of this rock cut. Maybe we'll pause here and I'll take a picture. Again, you can probably imagine the effort that went into constructing the railway line through here. Some of the rock that they had to deal with. Certainly not an easy endeavor. Holy moly! Thank God people like clean this up here. Look at the mess. And again, this is just the result of the fact that this line isn't being maintained. which again is very strange. Well, maybe it's not strange, but there is the fiber optic cable, and it's pretty important. We documented earlier this year the repair of a section of grade up just on the west side of Geraldton. We saw one washout that was repaired near a trestle, and then there was actually another one that was repaired as well that we didn't see, but they did a new pass on the satellite imagery, and so you can see on the satellite imagery that the washout has been repaired. Do apologize, I'm a little bit under the weather here. Of course, going back to school, the cold season has been making its rounds. There's lots of kids that have been sick, and I've managed to survive up until I started feeling it a little bit on Thursday, and yesterday I was kind of feeling it. Today my my sinuses are a little stuffy, and certainly not oh, partridge. There goes the dog. So there's supposed to be there it is. It's right in there. So there's the other obstruction flanger sign, just right in there. Anyway, so I'm not 100% today. I can kind of feel, you know, you get those little sweats and chills and stuffy nose. So I'm gonna do my best here. All right, let's pause for a second here, and then we'll get going. Okay. So hopefully we won't have to jump off the bike anytime soon. So here's the river. There's the mighty Nipigon. So again, the Nipigon is the biggest river in the area. It was actually, in the early days, was one of the best brook trout rivers around. The world record brook trout is still was caught in 1915. I think the guy's name was Dr. Cook or something. So I believe that record still stands as the largest brook trout that was ever caught. So you can see Luna's pretty excited. We haven't been out on a hike in a while. We really haven't done any type of railway explorations. We did do a couple episodes of Extra Credit here. We did one in June, and then we did one back in August. But we really haven't been doing any type of railway hike since the end of May. Now that I've been all over this line, essentially I'm trying to redo sections, but I'm waiting for the spring and the fall when the leaves are down, just so things are a lot more visible. Oh my god. And so there's big gaps in between when we do things. So I'm out today, which is again September 30th. It's a Saturday, and then we're going to be out again tomorrow. We're going to be up by Orient Bay, and then hopefully next weekend. Next weekend is the long weekend. Next weekend is Canadian Thanksgiving. So here's another rock cut. Maybe we'll stop and take a picture. Luna's, like I said, she's just wired. You can hear the water on the river. So next weekend is Canadian Thanksgiving, and hoping to do a couple hikes. Kind of a big one. We're redoing the section to the east of Jellicoe near Kinghorn Station. That's kind of a bit of a longer hike. It's about a 5-mile hike, and we were there last. So we did the original hike in 2021, and then we were there last fall, kind of doing a little bit of a recce, and I shot some video of the section house, and there was a sawmill near where the station was located. And so the plan is to basically redo that hike, redo that area. Again, have the drone with us because we want to get some video of the bridge, the trestle over the the Namiwa-Minneconne River. Wow, that's such a handful. Namiwa-Minneconne River, or the Sturgeon River, as a lot of people call it. Jesus, dog. She is just like wired. Okay, take it easy, Lou. That's why I brought the trailer, because if we're going out again tomorrow and we're hiking today and she's going a little bit crazy, we're gonna throw her in the trailer on the way home, so that will save some wear and tear on her paws. So up here in a little bit we should be coming up, there's the river again, we should be coming up to another milepost marker, so we should be coming up to milepost 117. You see there's a little trail beside us here. Again, I think that was used to facilitate the construction of the Alexander Dam. I think I just saw another partridge. Yep, she saw it too. There's another partridge that just rolled into the brush. Holy moly, she's just gunned up. Oh, there's another partridge. She's gonna be gassed. She's not a young pup anymore. She's 5. Again, as you can just see the beautiful geography of this area. I really hope that at some point this railway line could be turned into a trail. I know there's been a lot of discussions on the section between Thunder Bay and Nipigon. Not really much about this area here. I mean, thankfully people are using their all-terrain vehicles and basically keeping the trail open. You know, like, things are deteriorating, the grade is deteriorating, the infrastructure is deteriorating. And it'd be really nice to make a beautiful, beautiful recreational trail, you know, kind of, I think it would, you know, bring in tourists. People can really see and access areas that they wouldn't normally see. And I have this conversation with people sometimes, and they're like, what's so interesting, what's so fascinating about, you know, going along some of these railway lines? And one of the things I say all the time is that it's really neat sometimes to see areas that you wouldn't normally see. Like, you typically see things along the side of the highway, and even at that, you're oftentimes driving, you know what I mean, you're driving 90, 100 kilometers an hour, and so you're not really taking in a lot of stuff, right? You know, you're basically seeing this line through some pretty beautiful country. And in this case, I'm doing it on my bike, so I'm, you know, it's pretty slow. There's a culvert marker, a little culvert down here. So again, lots of culverts, lots of little tributaries flowing down to the river. We should be coming up on that milepost marker any minute now. It's not too bad right now with no dog in the trailer, but on the way home it should be interesting. I'll be huffing and puffing, let me tell you. Yeah, the milepost marker is just right up there. You can't really see it from this side. You have to kind of look at it from the other side. It's kind of hiding behind some trees. right behind this clump of trees here, I think. Did I miss the sign? Yeah, I missed it. Yeah, see how easy it is to miss things? Okay, let's wing around. I literally drove right by it. I was looking at something else on the GPS. I need a bigger GPS. It's so hard to see things on it sometimes. The screen is so small, and my eyesight is not what it used to be. There it is. See how easy it is, right tucked in behind the tree. So again, this is the mileage, so 117, the mileage on the Kinghorn. So again, the mileage for the original lines would be different. It would be 67.3. Okay, let's hold up here for a second and then we'll keep moving ahead. Okay, we're gonna get going. If you listen, you can hear the water running on the river. So it's just after 9 o'clock, 9:08, according to my phone. All right, do some distance here. So for here, it's a little bit wider, and I think we're okay for a while here. Again, there are some grown-in sections, and hopefully they've been cleared. There's a tie. I think that's what I was looking at on the GPS when I was trying to find the milepost marker. Every now and again you still see some ties sitting in their place. I'm being stuffed up. Oh, it could be worse. It could be in my, it's going to go to my chest next, and then I'm going to be like gasping for breath. Like I said, it's just been brutal around the school. The number of kids that have been sick is crazy. Who knew if you bring a whole bunch of kids together in one confined space that everybody all gets sick? Shocking. So here is power line cut, and what the hell happened here? People have been doing donuts, or if you actually look, oh, maybe it's not here, there's the pipeline one. You can see kind of the beauty of the valley here. You can see all the colors. I'm hoping this turns up really nice on the drone when we shoot the bridge. Just a little note about the weather. It's been warm. Actually, July, August was not particularly warm. September has been pretty nice. This morning it was 16 degrees when I got up, which is crazy for this time of the year. I think the forecast for Monday is supposed to be like 25, which is like insane. So it hasn't been, you know, there was a few times we had some frost, which has helped with the turning of the leaves. Usually cool nights and warm days help the leaves turn color. But it hasn't been crazy. Haven't had too much rain. Although the forecast for next weekend, when I'm supposed to go hiking, is supposed to be rain. So we'll see if that changes. It almost changes like daily, one day to the next. So I think down here we got a big culvert. Like I said, lots of culverts in this area. Lots of little tributaries flowing down to the Nipigon. Yeah, this is not going to be fun on the way home with the dog. Ugh. This area, you can see the ballast isn't really too much of an issue. It's been pounded pretty flat. Lots of ATV traffic. But yeah, here we go. Let the good times roll here. All right, so I'm gonna have to hop off. So this is one of these numerous grown-in sections along this part of the line, and you can see all the issues that it creates here when the vegetation gets all bent over. Usually the problem is that when you get into little cuts like this, so you can see we're in a bit of a cutting, and oh man, the trailer got hung up. That is so excited. What a mess. It's a little bit humid too, so it's sweating a bit here, and my glasses want to fog up. Okay, are we clear? Okay, here we go. Doing the crossover sometimes is not fun. All the ballast gets pushed off to the sides and in the middle. So when you go from one side of the grade to the other, crossing that little middle section, the little median, is a bit of an adventure at times. The sun's out pretty bright. So this is the, we see this a lot, this is the pipeline. So this is part of the natural gas pipeline, the Trans-Canada pipeline. Ooh, there's a hole that's popping up in the grade. So here, if you actually look, maybe we'll go on the other side here. I think there's a little open spot. We can actually see way over there. So there's the river. You can hear it running. And then way up there, right where the tree line is, this open section, that's the road, that's the highway. That's Highway 585, which is the highway that comes up here. If I actually go over here, I probably can't see it on the camera, but there's actually a road sign, a yellow road sign you can see sort of in the distance. Oh, I'm fogging up again here. Okay, let's hold up here for a second, and then we'll resume in a minute. All right, back in the saddle here. Let's keep going. Around here is supposed to be some bits and pieces of a telegraph pole somewhere. Just up here. So this area is just, again, lots of tributaries flowing towards the river, lots of cuts and embankments, and you're going to see very shortly here, we're going to start getting into quite a number of rock cuts. There's the pieces of the telegraph pole right there. There's a spot, another spot up here where there's one that's still standing. Right here you can see a little bit of rock. Like I said, we're actually going to get into some more rock cuts as we get closer to the bridge. Again, lots of culverts in this area. If you watch the video series on here, there's some bigger concrete ones, and we actually whoa, hate when she does that, when she tries to just stops in front of you. We actually walk through a few of them, which is always a little bit freaky. I think somewhere in this thing, oh, here's some rock work. So this isn't bad. I don't know, how high is that, 50 feet, 40 feet? You're gonna see some further down that are even higher. The ridges on this side of the lake are pretty steep. You know, in some cases you're gonna see some that are like, you know, not the actual rock work, but you can kind of see where the top of the ridge is. It's well over 100 feet above the grade. I almost could have wore shorts today. I'm like sweaty. So around here, I believe, is supposed to be milepost 118. But the marker is not there, because there's a culvert that's right before it, and see the mileage on the culvert, and then when you get to where the milepost marker is, it's not there. So milepost 118 is not visible. It's so weird with you know, you hear me say them in the exploration videos. It's so hit and miss with those milepost markers. You know, you see some. So there's the culvert. So the milepost marker is supposed to be somewhere here, and I looked everywhere for that milepost marker. I think I looked on this side too to see if it got thrown down this way. Like, It's just so strange that some are there, some were taken down and left on the ground, some were thrown on the other side of the ground, and some are just completely missing. And it's so random. You'll have like a whole bunch in a row and then nothing, right? And then you'll get a bunch and then nothing, right? It's, I don't know, doesn't entirely make sense. $9.22. So this, we're going to get into another grown-in section here. So I'm guessing this is going to be a disaster again. Ballast was bad here. Partridge. He's just like flying today. Again, another little creek here. Luna, go get some water. Go get some water. Go. Go get some water. Go. Go get some water. Go. Go get some water. Go get some water. Go. Go get some water. Okay. More like a little bath. All right. I washed her safety vest. I had used it for a couple of years and it was just, or maybe more than a couple of years, it was disgusting. This isn't too bad. Again, you can see these areas where the cuts is the problem, because you get all this vegetation that grows up beside the grade. And oh, ow. It ends up growing over the grade. Actually, this is not terrible, to be honest. I can still ride. A little trickier with the trailer. But this is testament to how quickly nature, you know, takes back. This line was a secondary line, but you know, there was always this, you know, from pictures that I've seen and pictures that I've posted and stuff, lots of people were like, wow, this looks like a secondary line. It looks like it's very well maintained. You know, it's not, you know, like there's not a lot of bushes kind of cut back and stuff. So, you know, it's come back quickly in places, right? But, and again, you know, it's now been 18 years since this line was taken out of service, right? So that is going to be a natural byproduct of that occurring. You know, there's sections where it's, you know, you can almost swear that you could just throw the rails down and be ready to operate again, and other areas, here's another culvert, other areas where, you know, as we've seen already, that, you know, it's it looks like a little animal path. Things are so badly grown in. We're gonna go a little bit farther here and I'm gonna stop. We're gonna do a battery check. So I use my newer camera, my GoPro 9, which is couple models behind. So I use that for the sort of selfie perspective, because it's got a front camera, so I can basically see what it's pointing at. And I use my older one, my GoPro 7, up on top. And problem with it is that it's getting a little bit older, and the batteries are getting a little bit older, and they drain a lot faster. So I have to be a little bit more diligent. Here's a tie. I have to be a little bit more diligent checking the battery so we don't run out of juice. Okay, so speaking of which, let's hit the brakes here for a second. Okay, here we go again. Still kind of humid and warm. Do I have any? Oh, I do have cell phone coverage. It says 14. I don't know. Feels a lot warmer than that. How far are we gone? 5.4 kilometers. We've got a little bit more to go. I've been doing doing a little bit of research for my bike. In the winter, I want to get a new set of pedals. So I've already described, I used double-sided pedals. So on one side they have a clip for my shoes when I just want to go cycling on the road. It's always a little bit easier when you're clipped in to cycle. But here, obviously, I don't want to be clipped in, so I use a double-sided pedal. Now, unfortunately, did she see something? There's no more grip on the flat side of the pedal. So I noticed a pair I'm going to be picking up that's double-sided as well, but it's got a much wider, hopefully, a much wider surface to it. And it's got some really good little nubs. So, because I find sometimes my feet sort of slip a little bit on the pedals. Keep this runny nose. So we should, you can kind of see it here, but we should start, yeah, there's some rock work right there. I was just going to say, we should start seeing these ridges here along this east side of the river. So here you can see some examples of some of the rock work here. I don't think they took too much off this rock cut, maybe just a little tip off of it. With the light over there, probably everything's going to be super backlit. But here you can see kind of the height of the ridge, and it keeps going up there. Again, when I do these explorations, I always sort of think to myself, like here you can see how high that continues to go up there. Like I said, I think it's well over 100 feet. I always think to myself what it would have been like to have ridden this railway line right when it first opened, right? So the rail line was completed in 1914, and then it opened for traffic, passenger traffic, in October of 1915. So 108 years ago. It would have been really kind of neat to sort of see it right when it was first constructed and sort of see what, you know, the line kind of looked like. in its very original type of state, right? Like, here's another culvert. You can see the culvert marker. I mean, lots of the structures been replaced by metal structures. There was a lot of trestles, a lot of wooden trestles. The bridge that we're going to, however, was actually an original structure. Here you can see a little bit more rock work here, so they just had to sort of shave a little bit off of it. Where the heck are you going? Luna? Oh, you're back. So the bridge that we're going to is an original structure. Obviously you needed a big structure to cross this very big river. So it was one of the big engineering tasks on this line. So here you can see another pretty large size rock cut. We're kind of backlit again, so when I get to the end I'll turn around and you can see it a little bit better. This one's got to be in the 30-foot range, the height of that cliff. Just one out wide here so you can see it. All right, we should hold up here for a second. I need to do another battery check, and then we'll continue on. So, back in action here. Just about to plow through another rock cut. Again, it's warm and I'm sweaty. It's almost 20 to 10. Hopefully we're gonna get to the bridge about 10 o'clock. So again, here's another rock cut. You can actually see it on both sides of the grade. Again, just indicative of the challenges trying to construct through this area. And actually, if you watch the video through this section here, you'll hear me talk about the fact that this is just right at the dawn of mechanization, right? So they do have air-powered drills and things like that, but a lot of the work is still being done by hand. Okay, basically teams of men and horses. And at one point during the construction of this line, right? So basically this section went from Sudbury, specifically Ruel, which is just outside of Sudbury, which where the end of steel was, to Port Arthur, which is now Thunder Bay. This section was 550 miles, and at the peak they had about 12,000 men working on the line. And realistically, so they had started a little bit of work in 1911, but the bulk of the work was done in 1912 and 1913. So basically in 2 years they built the better part of 500 miles of railway line. Down here somewhere there's a really neat little telegraph pole, lots of insulators and stuff on there. And then just up here we got another milepost marker. This is another one where if you're not paying attention you're going to drive right by it, because it's hiding. There it is. So there's milepost 119. Again, that's the Kinghorn mileage. So the original line, it would have been 69.3. Okay, so now just up here, when I did the hikes, I would have ended this section just up here. There's a big embankment with a pretty big culvert at the bottom. That's would have been, see, now we're driving right into the sun here. So I do apologize if you can't really see much. When we did the hikes, this is where we would have ended this section. And then we would have picked up the next section that would have brought us to the bridge and Parmachene Station. Yeah, we're going right into the sun. So you can see this massive, massive embankment here. and there's a pretty big concrete culvert at the bottom. You can see the river just over there. I gotta watch where I'm going here. Don't want to drive off this embankment. And I remember when I was here in the spring, because we did this section here, it was pretty bad going through here. Again, there was a lot of cutting and hacking, and we'll see how she is right now. Back in the spring when we were here, there was no leaves. Obviously there's a bit of leaves today, so it might be a little bit of a challenge. That one was bad because because of an access issue, we had to come all the way in from Nipigon. So I had the trailer, and I had Luna in the trailer, all the way up until we got to our starting point of the hike. So we basically had to bike 4 miles to start the hike, did the hike, and then on the way back, I had to throw Luna back in the trailer and bike back to Nipigon. It was not fun, let me tell you. And like I said, there were sections up here that, well, I'm gonna hear you. Sorry. Brain working faster than my mouth here. There's some sections up here where I literally had to, whoa, there's that ballast in the middle there, where I had to chop and hack at the branches just to try to get through. So it was pretty bad. Again, thankfully it seems like this is just sort of localized to this area here, basically from the bridge up to Hogarth, or just past Hogarth, up to a little bit closer to Mileage 56 Road. Yeah, I remember kind of coming through here and having to hop, like literally walking the bike, so it's not as bad. Maybe some of the branches have righted themselves a little bit. I try to keep my head pointed down a little bit so you're not looking straight into the sun. Again, being at the end of September, the sun is really starting to drop on the horizon, and so you're getting a lot more direct sunlight, right, depending on the angle. I was hoping there'd be a little bit of cloud, but it's pretty clear. To the south, closer to Nipigon, you can see there's quite a bit of cloud. There's a weather system that's going through, that just came up from the States. Our neighbors to the south in Minnesota, they were going through a bit of a drought there, and then all of a sudden lately they've just been pounded by one storm after another. You know, they've all of a sudden, you know, the drought conditions, and all of a sudden they get all of this rain. So not a particularly great situation, right? Feast or famine. Certainly, I don't know what your thoughts are, but I'm a firm believer in climate change, and we're seeing a lot more of these sort of seesaws in the weather, one extreme to the other. Okay, hang on a second here. Let's have a look what the heck is going on here, where we are. Okay, got a culvert coming up, 69.72, so we should be about a mile away or so from the bridge. We got to go through those bad sections. Like this is nothing here. there's that culvert. Again, up on this very, very high embankment here. And we're getting into the crap here. Maybe. I think I talked about it on a recent episode of Extra Credit. I think I did the one where we went to Cache Creek. I tore up all my hand with my with trying to hack at the brush with my knife. Got a big blister and it ripped, and then hitting the trees with my knife, I wrapped my knuckles a bunch of times, so my knuckles were all bleeding. Oh yeah, this is definitely my handiwork here. I remember, oh geez, coming through here, because we're in a rock cut here. So there's a rock cut in here. Yeah, there's the rock cut. And I definitely remember hacking at these branches. It took me forever to get through here. All right, look, all of these things that I had to chop, and they were all bent over. I'm gonna show you a piece of video. I gotta figure out where the spot is. Sorry. My glasses are fogging up, so I can't see anything. There's supposed to be a telegraph pole here somewhere. See if I can search for it. $788 meters. Okay, so the snow machine is coming up in 788 meters. So I kind of gave the cat away there. When I came through here in the springtime, I like looking ahead, and all of a sudden there's the telegraph pole. Oh my god, I can't see anything. My glasses are all fogged up. There's the telegraph pole right there. When I came through here in the springtime, you know, I'm cutting and hacking at the brush, and I get through one of these grown in areas, and I'm looking and I'm going, what the heck is that? And there's a snow machine sitting right in the middle of the grade. So I'm guessing what happened was that somebody was trying to come through here in the winter, and I don't know exactly what happened, but I'm guessing this is all my handiwork here. Here's the rock cut. So here you can see the rock cut. I had to hack at all of these branches here. I'm guessing it had some sort of mechanical issue, broke down, and they basically left it there. And I don't know if it's been recovered. We'll find out. But it was literally right in the middle of the grade. Okay, let's see if I can put my glasses back on here. I always like to, when it gets bright, helps me out a bit, and then in case I get poked in the eye. Oh, they're terrible. They're like fog. This is so bad with this humidity. There's not very much of a breeze today, and that is really just kind of keeping everything sort of socked in. Here's another embankment with a big culvert at the bottom, and then here we're going to get into another grown-in section. I need Luna either to go ahead of me or get behind me. Okay, yeah, see this, I had to chop all of this. I don't know if anybody expanded it a bit, but it was not pretty. Let's hold up here for a second. All right, there we go again. Still can't see nothing with the stupid fogged up glasses. That's a little bit better. Seems like when I get moving a little bit more, somebody cut these recently. This is more recent cut, and they cut a lot. So maybe I hacked a little path and somebody really cleaned this up. Now, somewhere, is it here? So around here, there's a couple of things. Or is it up ahead? Yep, it's up ahead. There's the river down yonder. Where's the dog? Luna? What the heck is she doing? She's gonna be gassed. Good thing I brought the trailer and throw her in there. Yeah, somebody, look how somebody cleaned this up. Like, this was just a complete disaster. Somebody did a really good job cleaning this one up. So, somewhere in here, no, just up there. Got a couple of things. There's the culvert. Right. Right. Hate this. Every time I slow down, Every time I slow down, my glasses fog up and I can't see anything. Oh, the post is here. So somewhere around here is the little stub for milepost 122. Back there. Have a look. Probably possible to see right now because it's just, you're looking for a little tiny little stub sticking up. There it is. So there's where milepost 122 was. You can see the sign's been hacked off. Trying to see maybe if they threw it on the ground here somewhere, but I doubt that. I think I looked in the springtime. So at least we know where it was because we have the post. Now, we have an interesting little thing right here. Don't see too many of these things. So what this is this is what's known as a wheel flange greaser. And if you watch the video, you'll hear me describe it. But basically what this is it's a lubricating mechanism for the wheel flanges. So basically you have the rails, and then on the locomotives and the rail cars, you basically have that flange on the inside part of the wheel that keeps the cars and the locomotive on the track. Now what happens is sometimes, especially when there's lots of curves, there's a lot of friction that builds up on those wheel flanges. So basically this is a mechanism that pumps grease into the inside part of the rails and lubricates those rail flanges. Now this is the only one on the line. You can see the mechanism inside. This is the only one on the line that's still in the ground. I've seen a few other ones that have been pulled out and they've been sort of dumped over. Right over here is the flanger sign. So you can see there's a flanger sign here. So that's basically, again, to let the plow operators know that there's an obstruction and they don't obliterate the flange greaser. So again, that's kind of a really neat sort of thing to see. I'm going to grab a picture of that, because when I was here in the springtime, I didn't. Okay, let's get moving again here. What time is it? Well, I said 10 o'clock at the bridge. It's past 10 o'clock. A little behind schedule here. Well, not that I had a schedule, but... Okay. Just hoping change batteries in the one on my head and the one that's the selfie cam here. Hoping that it lasts until we get to the bridge. I want to swap batteries out of that one. So here we're going through this grown-in section again. Again, lots of fun in the fall and the springtime, hacking at the branches and such. All right, you can see just what a disaster this is here. This did not look like this. This area did not look like this in last fall. All right, all of these trees were not all bent over like this. Here we can see tamarack. We always like talking about the tamaracks. They're just starting to turn yellow. Another couple of weeks, they're probably going to be a nice bright yellow. So we're coming up on our little, I think it's not there anymore. Nope, she's gone. So right here, and I'll throw up the piece of video here. So come through here, and again, I'm what the heck is that? And there's a snow machine sitting right here on the grade. I'll put that piece of video up so you can have a look at it. So that was, you know, I've seen some interesting things on these railway hikes. Never saw a snow machine. Obviously, whoever it belonged to came back and got it. And I had come, when was I here? May long weekend. So the Victoria Day long weekend. And the snow had literally just gone away about a week and a half before. So, I guess they hadn't got around to coming and retrieving their snow machine. Okay, opens up here a little bit. Another embankment, another culvert. 120. 120? You can hear the water running. Oh, that one you can't read. How's my GPS doing here? Yeah, some of the culvert markers are not always legible. Oh my God, it's gonna be brutal with the dog in here on the way home. You can see the cloud down by Nipigon. So the sun is out for now. Ballast bad. So here you can see there's another junction box for the fiber optic. 120.35. So that means that the bridge is just up around the bend here. Kind of pooped a little bit. Been at it for a couple of hours here. It's hard to get biking in at this time of the year. I was trying to get out on the weekends, but not always easy. I walk every day and I still have football, but just not the same. All right, and we've arrived at our destination. So in front of us here, you can see the second longest structure on this railway line, which is the Nipigon River Bridge. So again, this bridge was constructed. I don't know the exact date of construction, but basically it was ready by it had to be ready before 1914, because they were running 1913. They were running trains up to Warnford, so it had to be ready before then. So we're going to turn this camera off. Ooh, 8% left on that one. Okay, so here you can see this this massive structure here. So again, I don't know, I'll put it up on the screen. I can't remember, 600 something feet long. It's pretty high. Again, you need a massive structure to cross this river. The timbers on this one are a little bit more beat up. Makes sort of for an interesting walk across the river. Again, you know, I don't particularly like heights. You see stuff like this, right, where it's all kind of beat up. You can see the fire barrel platforms. You can see the shape of the bridge. Water's down a bit. Last couple times I was here, so we were here in 2020. And then we were here last September, so September of 2022, and we shot a little bit of video. And then we were here in the spring. So last September, that little sandbar there, that little reef there was not open, right? You can see there's a tree hung up on it. So the water was much higher, right? Again, the water levels on the river fluctuate, basically because they, depending on what they do with the dam, depending on precipitation and things like that. Anyway, so this brings us to the end of our little jaunt here. Hopefully you kind of enjoyed this. Again, if you really want to get all the details about this, you can have a look at the videos that we did. I'll definitely post a link to this video. Haven't finished it yet, but by the time this video comes out, so this exploration or this extra credit comes out, this video will be posted on the bridge here, and so you'll be able to see it in a little bit more detail. You'll see some drone footage, and certainly with all the beautiful fall colors.